Hi, it's Moon Sedai from Land of Nerds. I'm blogging to you from my home in Houston, where I just 2 days ago came home from Space City Con Galveston. Space City Con Galveston was an amazing time this year. It was held at Moody Gardens, a very big convention center. Here's our brochure from it, January 3rd through 5th, 2014. See, a number of celebrity guests were there. Well, we'll talk about them in a minute. I'm going to tell you the 6 really cool things that I encountered at Space City Con. Out of order because putting things in order is boring. And I'm going to do a little wobbliness. Thing number 3, the swag. Swag. You get all kinds of cool free stuff when you go to cons. Everything from bookmarks, like this one here from author Eric Johnson, his book called Row and A Life in the Afterworld. I'm going to be reviewing this book for Land of Nerds in the near future. I just downloaded it yesterday. I have not started reading it yet, but it looks like it's going to be amazing. Plus, if you look at this bookmark, beautiful little girl's eyes that they photoshopped to fit the image for the book. But to me, it looks like Capaldi eyes. That's what I thought when I saw it. Beautiful bookmark. Other thing here, I got something I didn't include in my list of things to bring to a con. Tissue, Kleenex. Can be important. This company called Rosewood Stitches was giving these out. Had a little basket, free, take one. Costuming from hats to spats. This is a hand-stitched Kleenex container. Anybody who's ever been to a big convention full of a bunch of strangers and people will tell you. Germs. Very good to help clean up that post-con crud. And then, of course, there's this awesome little dog tag and bracelet I'm wearing from the More Than Human crowd. I'll be talking about them in a little bit, but awesome. What's My Name? From Frankenstein's Monster. I wrote a blog about them last week. You've probably already read it. If not, read it. It's a good review of the film. Creator, What's My Name? Fantastic film. They also gave me another button. There is more to people than parts. Just did not show up well on my shirt. Here. Frankenstein's Monster. Other swag I got. I have a comic book here from Frontier Graveyard is the name of it. It is the convention exclusive. I met the writer David Fur. I'll be doing a review of this comic later in the month. They have a Kickstarter program coming soon to help support this book and its publication. It looks to be really cool. It seems to be, just from a cursory glance, a mix of zombies in the West, which they just go well together. Just to show you some of the artwork. Really good stuff. That's about it on the free swag. Of course, there's always other bookmarks, buttons, stickers, business cards, all kind of free stuff you get just for going to cons. Some of these things were given to me because I'm going to be reviewing them. Some of these are things that I just happen to pick up because the fan groups are giving them away. But next, free stuff and swag brings me to something even more cool about the con, is that they had a really good panel of guests this year. So that's number 5, celebrity guests. You see from the cover here, we had Khal Drogo, bunch of people from Babylon 5, Game of Thrones, Babylon 5, the Pink 5 Saga, which is a fan film in the Star Wars universe. Let me talk about the celebrity guests I actually got to meet and spend some time with a little bit, talk to them, get to know them, because those are the ones I think you really want to hear about. First person I met, first person I really wanted to meet. Those of you who watch Game of Thrones know this man as Hodor, Christian Nier. He's a very tall man, very well-spoken, polite gentleman. Huge dude. Towers over the room. Very nice. His agent was there. She was very polite and nice as well. They answered a lot of really random questions. Those of you who you've never been in any sort of acting before, you have to understand. He has one of the hardest jobs on the show because he has to make that one word, Hodor, mean everything. It's like the dude or Smurf of the Game of Worlds universe. Like, dude, Hodor. Smurf! Hodor! It's harder to emote with just one word than it is with the entire human vocabulary. The next celebrity guest I want to talk about, Esme Bianco. She played Roz in Game of Thrones. I'm going to be doing a strong woman panel about her character. Sorry, strong woman blog about her character for my strong characters in sci-fi and fantasy and TV series. Probably later this month. She's a very sweet, nice lady, very, very polite, very open, wanting to answer any questions people had. I really liked meeting her, and she signed it to Mandy, Love Esme, and a little heart. She's such a sweetheart. Those are the ones I got the autographs for. I also got a chance to meet the author Brent Weeks. I'll be talking more about him in a little bit because he's kind of cool, but he signed my book. I've never read this particular book series. It has the Lightbringer trilogy, or series. I don't know if it's trilogy. I don't remember. Book 1, Brent Weeks. Woo! But I've read his other work, the Night Angel series, and it was awesome. It's like Assassin's Creed in novel form, and he even told me, listen, I wrote that book and then Assassin's Creed came out. Not my fault, but I didn't get in trouble because it was my stuff first. And the cover for the Night Angel series kind of looks like little Altair and Ezio and all those really cool Assassin's Creed people. Another person, not exactly a celebrity, but she's a growing artist, Keely Rocca. This is her work, Lady Statica. I love her work. It's a little Dada inspired, a little pop art, very, very awesome. This was a nice little sketch I got from her. I love Keely's work. She remembered seeing me from a previous con, and we talked about her stuff before. It's the first print I've got from her. This is going to be hanging in a special wall of honor somewhere in my house. I just got to decide the perfect spot for it. I may put her back here on the wall behind my... No, she won't show up. Anyway. Celebrity guest. Guest I did not get signatures from, but I met Finn Jones, who played Sir Loras Tyrell, the Knight of Flowers, and Gethin Anthony, who played Renly Baratheon, the king, younger son, brother of King Robert Baratheon in Game of Thrones. In the show, they played a couple. In the books, implied. In real life, these two guys are very awesome. Sir Loras / Finn Jones, very polite, well-mannered. I say this about all of them because they are. It's true. These are really down-to-earth people. Finn is very... I want to say man pretty, but I want to say more boy band pretty. He's excellently cast for his role in the show. He says they've already got season 4 in the can. They're just working on editing right now. He's real excited to see what they do with it. Renly Gethin, he told me because I asked him, so how early did you know you were going to be dying out in the series? Because his character dies a rather nasty death in the series. He's like, oh, I read the books before I got cast on, and I knew I got hired knowing I was going to get fired. I asked a similar question with Esme about her character Roz and her death, and she said, I knew 4 months out that I was going to be killed. I did not know when, I did not know how, I did not know the method. It's a very beautiful scene, her death. A little dirty, but beautiful scene. Sad, made me want to Joffrey really punch him for the first time. Speaking of Joffrey, I hear from the little birdies that the actor is one of the most polite, well-mannered, intelligent, sweetest kids on the planet. Well, kid, he's early 20s, and is nothing like his character, which means he does a fantastic job. I also hear that some of the kids that are playing the younger Starks are starting to get a little taller than their characters, going through unexpected growth spurts, so that's kind of fun to hear. see, celebrity cast. I also had a chance to meet Bruce Boxleitner, Tron, and I helped one particularly nervous young fan of his who'd known him from other works and Tron and all kind of stuff. This is the reason she came to the con. I helped give her the confidence to go up and say, "Hi, thank you for being awesome." It's one thing I've never really had a problem with at these conventions, is going to meet the celebrity people and say, "Hi, you're awesome, high five, fist bump." I just did that opposite timey-wimey. I'm sure there are some celebrities that if I ever meet them, I will be... haven't really had that problem yet. I have the problem of saying silly things, but not getting too fangirly. It just doesn't happen. So that's 3, swag, 5, celebrity guests. Let's go number 2, cosplay. Number 2. Many of y'all have already read the blog written by my husband, Alexandros, about his experience at being Jack Harkness. Well, I was Jack Harkness for a day as well. I didn't get into it as much as he did. It was just something cute to wear, and, you know, you see me and him. We're both Jack Harkness. Get a little huggy on him. Just cut for the humor factor alone. For me, it was very interesting to see people, like, give that look of, "I know who you are," or "I know that you're married to that guy. He's your husband. He's awesome." Just the look of recognition from the faces of people who were also cosplaying as characters from the same fandoms I share, or even who weren't cosplaying but knew who I was supposed to be. Fabulous. I saw a lot of doctors, a lot of companions. Surprisingly, I saw far more female doctors than I did male doctors, which is cool. I saw quite a few females dressed as companions, which is cool. And of course, there was a Queen Victoria, there were people who were doing brown coat costumes, there were Star Trek, Star Wars, Babylon 5. Kind of hard to cosplay Game of Thrones. I guess throw on your Renaissance garb and say, "Yes, I am from House." Whatever. But I'm sure there are people that did it that I didn't notice, but cosplay, had a great time, saw some awesome stuff. Let's see. 3 swag, 5 celebrity guests, 2 cosplay, 4 film crews. Told you I'd get to Frankenstein's monster in a little bit, and the More Than Human crew in a little bit. Frankenstein's monster, I already did a written review of their film. It's a small budget, independent, feature-length film that tells the story of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. It stays fairly true to the book. Doesn't venture into a lot of the gore and horror we see in most modern Frankenstein stories, except it has a steampunk bent. Got a chance to meet the actor who plays the monster. The chance to meet the actor who plays Professor Frankenstein's professor. Met the writer Judith Shields. Met a couple of the people who were on the production crew. Very interesting for me to see how they did it on their slow and small budget. For less than $6,000, they filmed, produced, got costuming and everything for the film. They filmed in a lot of local Houston area sites. They filmed on the tall ship Alyssa. They filmed in a local major library. They filmed out in some outdoor scenes. They had some really beautiful sets, beautiful costuming donated by a local costume shop that specializes in Victorian clothing. They had some steampunk stuff. They had a lab built by a local high school teacher who was also one of the actors. I did not get a chance to see the film during the convention. They screened it. I didn't get a chance to see it. I was doing some other things. I was actually watching the other film crew I met, More Than Human. Since I'd already seen Frankenstein's monster beforehand, I decided to go screen the other big show that's being, I guess, broadcast, More Than Human. Let me show you just pictures signed by most of them. I actually got to meet her, him, and him. These 2 in the middle I did not meet. They had already gone home by the time I got to meet the crew. But I got to meet those 3, plus the director, and the fight choreographer was there, and the film editor was there. I've got a blog. I'm going to be physically writing about them, but let me just sum it up for now. The plot is cute. The graphics are amazing. They had a almost zero budget. And they still managed to make these kids look like little superheroes. It's really cool. That was 3 swag, 5 celebrity guests, 2 cosplay, 4 film crews. Number 6, the fan groups. I'm a Browncoat. I'm a member of the Houston Browncoats. Browncoats rule. I'm also kind of a member of the Houston Harry Potter meetup group. I got to meet up with both of those groups today. I don't really get to see some of them except at cons and other special events. It just doesn't work out because work schedules, writing schedules, gas money, whatever. I just don't get to hang out with them as much as I like. In fact, my New Year's resolution is to hang out with the Browncoats more often because I freaking love these people. That's right, Houston Browncoats. I love you. Mwah. I'll talk a little bit more about how awesome they are and with number 1. But getting to see the fan groups and getting to meet new fan groups, seeing the Ghostbusters and the Assassins Guild, and getting to see the Austin Doctor Who fan club again. I've only had ever met them once before. They actually kind of inspired my Doctor Who list of blogs that I wrote on this page earlier this year and actually helped us to get the rep to do the Land of Nerds Trivia Challenge on the Doctor Who 50th in Arizona, and helped us start to stream our own Doctor Who videos because of my series. It was pretty cool. Through the fan groups, I managed to find out that some of you actually read the stuff I write. So, which made me feel like a celebrity. But I managed to meet a lot of new people, make new friends, and that's really what the conventions are about for me. It's not about the swag, it's not about the guests, it's not about the cosplays or the film crews. It's not even really, for me, about role-playing or not even necessarily the sci-fi fantasy stuff in itself. It's meeting other people who share my interests, who have common enjoyment that I can talk about it with. Because while I love Doctor Who, so does my husband. Not everybody I know does. Or does yet. While I love Serenity, the people in my immediate group that I hang out with on a regular basis, they either really love it and are tired of talking about it, or they've not seen it yet, so I can't talk to them about it because I don't want to. It's good to meet people who love the stuff I like, who reach out, so to say. I kind of regret that there's not a local Houston Wheel of Time fan club. I think I should start one, just so we've got a presence, Swap Maniacs, at the cons, make the Houston Wheel of Time fan club. That would be awesome. But it's like me and a couple other people that I know, and we're all Dragon Mount or other online presence Wheel of Time fan clubs. But anyway, 3 swag, 5 celebrity guests, 2 cosplay, 4 film groups, 6 fan groups, MechCorps, number 1. And it's not MechCorps itself, it's the charities. Now, for those of you who don't know what MechCorps is, there's these... It's like a video game where these people bring out these 8 little pods where you get in them and you pretend and you're playing a game like you're in this big giant mech and you battle your friends or other computer programs, and it's basically you're in a mechanical robot war. Well, every Space City Con that I've been to, which is last con and this con, the MechCorps have donated time for the charity of the con. Last con was Kids Need to Read. This time it was Impact a Hero. As a veteran, I feel really happy that they had something to impact the heroes of our country. I like any charity that supports soldiers. MechCorps will donate time for donation basis only of money to pay for donations to the charity. It's completely free to play in the mech battle. The first battles they had were the Celebrity Showdown. It was Brent Weeks, who I showed you the book of, somebody involved in the Pink 5 saga. There was a man from Face Off, Eric Z, who played, and somebody that I don't remember who they were, but I could have told you like 2 days ago who they were. Film crew or production or another author. They battled it out, and Brent Weeks, he won. He got in that mech and he just annihilated the other celebrities. Then there were the fan group battles. A little bit more with that previous thing I was talking, fan groups. Well, there was 3 fan groups that volunteered to participate. One was a group of people from representing a local comic shop, the Space Cadets, the Assassin's Guild, and the Browncoats. Now, the Space Cadets and the Assassin's Guild went first, and the Browncoats are going to take the winners. The way this works is that the groups gather money by auction, bidding, whatever ways they want to get money, and the more money you get, the more mech you get. The first auction, I stepped away and came back and missed how much the first auction grabbed in, but Space Cadets didn't get as much. The Assassins got some. The Assassins dominated over the Space Cadets. I mean, it's like the Space Cadets had never been in the mechs before. I don't know what it was, but the Assassins Creed fans assassinated the Space Cadets. Poor guys. They didn't even see it coming. Then the Browncoats came up. Browncoats versus Assassin's Guild. Now, some of the Assassins are also Browncoats, but they were there not representing the Browncoats. They were there representing Assassins. They weren't talking to us. They were being smack-talky and rude, and they were kind of, oh, yeah, we gonna assassinate you. You guys are weak. You're peace lovers. The Browncoats have been raising money for the Mech Warrior charity face-off since last Space City Con in August. This is January. September, October, November, December. 4 months of raising money. 4 months. They did not tell anybody in the Assassin's Guild how much money they started off with, or how much money they had raised in the time off. They kept it quiet. I knew because I'm good friends with the treasurer and the captain of the Assassin's Browncoats, and I wanted to know, and they only told about 4 or 5 people how much money we actually had. They wanted to hush-hush. So in the bidding process before the Browncoat versus Assassin's Guild, the Assassins are like, I got 5, I got 20, I got 10, I'm going to annihilate the Browncoats. And we're all like, I got 23 cents, I got pocket lint, I got $1. And then one of our Browncoats asked, hey, can we bid against those people? And the Met guy's like, why not? If you want to put some of that money you got down, again, gimping the mech of the other guys, there's no rules against it. I mean, why not? Any more bids? Any more bids? And one of our Browncoats, our treasurer, stood up and said, we have $508 and some change. And we want to put $250 of it against the head, or the winner of the last battle on the mechs on the assassin side. We gimped him hard, and the Browncoats dominated. Our Browncoat winner had more points for his total score than the combined score of the 4 assassins. Yeah, it's really... That means now, between last Space City Con in August and this Space City Con in January, with the Met Corps battles, the Browncoats are now undefeated against our competitors in the Met Corps charity off. Last time we fought Battlestar Galactica, we won. It was the same situation where our top person had more money had a higher score than all of the other team combined, but we didn't gimp them last time. We gimped them this time, which might have been cheating, but that's all for charity, so it's a good way. Overall, in the charity match, there was over $1,000 raised, and the grand total that the Browncoats brought in was $575. So over half the money for charity brought in through the Met Corps came from the Browncoats. If you ever want to know why I'm a Browncoat, even though I don't like Joss Whedon that much, I like the fandom way more than I like the show. The fans of Serenity and Firefly are some of the most amazing, helpful, giving people in the world. We like to step up and help each other. We step up and help others. We stand up for things that are right. We're awesome. We're Browncoats. We are amazing. Well, there's my 6 things that I really liked about Space City Con. Thank you for listening to me sit here and ramble on about my love of Space City Con. I will be writing up a version of this list to post along with it, but which you can read below. If you have any questions about it, you can contact us through our Contact Us form. If you want to check out images of the con, I have a gallery, Space City Con, Images 2014. You can like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Land of Nerds. If you want to check out the Met Corps, by all means, it's Met Corps, HoustonBrowncoats.com. Celebrity guests, they all have their own thing. I'll leave you with one word of wisdom. Kidneys.